Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Assassin's Creed. So we've got a couple of things to do before we move back to exactly where we're standing. And let's see, mark that and get back to the Assassin's Bureau. I want to do everything as far as the the optional objectives. A little bit of an alliteration there. Pick up the pace a little bit if we can. Because there's 3 districts. Because there are 3 districts here.
I'll have your hand for that.
See, as soon as I target him, he knows I'm there. So they can't even get up here. And I cannot air assassinate these people at all. Interesting. So my best move is to come over here, reset it. Same action always, just reset it, reinitialize. Anyways, like I was saying, because we know there's like 3 areas here, it is possible, not guaranteed, but possible that I will end up spending a lot of time looking for collectibles and such as this collectible, even once I'm done with this area. Also, it is also very possible, since there's 94 remaining and we're almost done with this. We're almost done with this section. So, how far away do I have to get from one?
In my presence? That will cost you your life.
Not that far. Turn around and stop looking at them, and
go away.
It seems that's all.
You dare steal my presence?
Help me!
That will cost you your life.
Pay for your sin. This is a waste of my time.
It's very much just blow for blow trading. There's no real dance to it. You don't get the dance in here. Notice you cannot hear her at all, but she's talking. The music got so loud.
What happened?
Why the vigilantes are so willing to help seems a little weird.
Tragic.
None know the man better than I. Come close.
So we have an interrogation where we're gonna follow
of a merchant prince
this guy and beat him up.
Who?
Some say, were it not for Tamir, Salah ad-Din's men would have surely turned on him. Could be we won the battle because of that man.
So these guys are town criers. Okay, let me just get out of his way so he walks. I can't punch him until we get to a certain spot where I wouldn't be seen. So this is all very pre-programmed and thought out. We're waiting for the icon in the top left to change. So like I could do it now.
Oh, you foul little wretch!
What is going on with the audio? weird. Did I do something to the audio, perhaps? Like, voice volume. See, that's kind of what it sounds like it's doing, but I think maybe the game is just messed up. Are we gonna have to exit out? But it doesn't make any sense. We're hearing his voice when we're not here. And he's just talking up a storm. And I'm stuck in this cutscene. And then I just hit X and killed him.
Where is the one responsible for this?
I don't even know what to do. We've just missed out on some actual dialogue.
Who saw what happened here?
But their voices play fine. But there's bodies over that way.
All right, where are you?
So I don't even know if I should be continuing. We certainly can't do the entire assassination with the game messed up, but it is obviously messed up.
Before you to deliver a warning. Rydo takes over. There will be no stopping him. He will march on Jerusalem.
Let's see. Let's try something here.
End this before it
Let's exit out and see if we can get the characters to talk to me in the Animus. Maybe if I exit out, load back in, that'll jumpstart everything. Of course, I don't have a way of.
Sit down.
So he's talking to me. So maybe now I can fix it that way. Ooh, this game is buggy. We've already run into 2 bugs in it.
Ready to get to work, Desmond?
Part of the problem. Part of the problem with this,
You can use stealth
with
kills
old
to create
games,
a distraction.
is that you may find that they're still full of bugs years and years later. This is weird. It's like a mail slot. Well, hopefully that fixes everything. We have this informal race top roof challenge. So almost certainly this is going to be here. In Assassin's Creed 1, the speed at which you run is a little slow even. What you see happen more and more, if you're really observant, is that while Damascus and Acre and Jerusalem are huge cities that take you a long way to get from point A to point B, the cities kind of get bigger, but your run speed gets adjusted in such a way that it actually takes less time to reach what you're trying to reach. And so the cities, even as they get bigger and bigger, start feeling smaller and smaller. And it makes for a faster game, but a smaller experience. And it's a weird trade-off that they probably had to do. They may have gone a little too far in that. I also haven't played any of the most latest Assassin's Creed games, at least the last 3 of them. So I can't really attest to a lot of them. You know, let's talk to this guy.
Safety and peace, Altair. I trust you're looking for information to aid you in your strike against Tamir. I fear I've nothing to offer. But Bahir might. He shouldn't be too far from here.
So here we go. So we see this marker. There's a flag that if I spend the time to go get it, I think it would probably penalize me in time. Oops. Well, you're on the ground now.
Fires of war consume the land, and thousands of lives are lost in its defense.
I gotta figure out a way to get up.
Tragedy. But I say
44 seconds.
it is an honor.
Obviously, this one's kind of
Fighting for what we believe in.
easy to get
What is he doing?
to. You will notice that you will do a lot of this.
So they've sent you, eh? An interesting choice, though not my place to judge. The Rafik has asked me to observe the souk that Tamir calls home. Here's what I have learned. There's a group of troublemakers who gather around its southeastern exit. They and the guards do not get along. Find a way to earn their friendship, and they'll surely be of service to you.
There we go. So that moved us nicely right towards what we would have liked to have been. Let's get this synchronization point. But you'll often do stuff like this. And if you really want to get up there, you can do something like that, but that is kind of slow.
Found the strength to stand in defense of our great civilization. Make no mistake, it is our very existence we are fighting for. The infidel king would see us all wiped from the world. We must
There
resist.
is a lot of stuff that gets spouted by these town criers as far as news and maybe interesting stories of the times, but the problem is you can't believe any of the history in this game because it adds something to it that is untrue, or almost certainly untrue. I guarantee to be untrue. And the main plot of this game is so rife with ridiculous thoughts that the entire history that's being shown to you is a question. So we got that extra memory. Five more to upgrade our synchronization level some more. And we have just, I believe this is a eavesdrop mission, so no difficulty there. I kind of wonder about the gentle push abilities too. If somebody was gently pushing me and other people, I still would probably have a problem with it.
I'm telling you, it's rats.
No, it's children. I hear them laughing.
Rats or children. Either way, it's bad for business. All that noise!
Someone needs to get up on those beams and clear them out.
I wonder how they're getting up there.
Must be through the central courtyard.
Then we should ask the guard to have a look.
Ah, they're all much too busy polishing the backside of their master.
So all you really learn about that, the beams which cross the central courtyard can be accessed. So let's have a look, not here, look at all those elements. But a ton of those elements are not going to ever go away because they're things like hay bales. I wanted to look here. So the only other thing we could do is save citizens. And apparently there's 2 more of those? Where are they? Oh, here's one and here's one. So let's go save the citizens. And then we'll have all the side objectives done. And then we'll do the main assassination thing. Yeah, if somebody gently pushed me, I would probably freak out as much, if not more, than if somebody actually very strongly pushed me out of the way. I'd be equally upset with either.
I've anything anyone could possibly need. Thief! You are filth! For today only. I've decided to reduce your presence annoys me. What the hell?
Seems like they got a little stronger here. One more guy. Down to 2, down to 1. And we die. And they kept on growing.
Use counterattacks when faced with multiple enemies.
And I light up.
You need something?
I wonder if it's making it more difficult because it's the last 2, or just it was always that difficult. I think it's because it's the last 2. If you ask me, it feels very much like they are adding citizens in peril in an order so that there is a way to do it. I have no throwing knives.
Thief! You are filth!
Please!
You've no reason to stand here. Your life is now.
The guard was already there. Guard right there. And it doesn't feel like left trigger is really like deflecting of an attack. It feels like left trigger has to be held for a few seconds before they attack for it to really work.
Good you came along when you did. Another minute and they would have made off with me. I owe you my freedom.
Get him! You've chosen the wrong side.
You cannot run forever! You should not have
Not gonna work.
You will not get away from me! Out of the way! You couldn't have
You've chosen the wrong side.
Notice all the blue dots showed up when I needed them. And so we're in a blue dot right now. It's not gonna go away on the map though. It's not like you have to use every single hiding spot ever. That would be really silly. vigilantes helped out a little bit there. I kinda wish the guards were stupider, because they immediately assume you're the assassin if you're within any real distance of
Like what you see?
a body.
You want it? I've got it.
Alright.
Fires of war consume the land.
Trying to...
And thousands of lives are lost in its defense. It seems a tragedy. But
There is definitely a system here that's kind of was brand new when they created the game, in which you can just... It just kind of guesses where you're jumping
you dare steal in my
and finds the best place and you land there.
Stop it, please! You're hurting me!
Go away. Thief! You are filth!
Won't anyone help me?
Pay for your
Praise God, you've saved me! All the city will know of your sacrifice. What's that in here?
So, now we have everything. Which I don't think we can even fast travel. Interesting. I was thinking that maybe in the first game we'd have that ability. But even that is something
Which is
that's
why you've come to me.
missing.
You won't find better prices anywhere. I am at your service.
So you'll kind of have some trouble getting up
That won't happen here.
and over here. There's not a great
You won't find better prices
number
anywhere.
of ways up. You have to do something like this. But somewhere here is a great point
Tired of never finding
to enter and take on the assassination mission, if I'm remembering correctly. Of course, I played this game 9 years ago, and I've played dozens and dozens of other games, if not hundreds of other games in the meantime. So my memory is really not something that should be trusted.
Listen here, citizen. If you're tired of shoddy food, then
I stand before you.
They do, over the
Should Richard
generations of Assassin's Creed games, speed up the smoothness
on Jerusalem next.
to the point where you can really almost just hold the right trigger as you're running and all jumps will be done perfectly. And you don't have to worry about anything as far as actually accomplishing it. So now, for the first time in this storyline, we'll walk in here and have all the information we wanted for the assassination. So we're going to walk in and have the knowledge given to us, and then the assassination mission, and then this whole memory is going to be complete.
Altair, it is good to see you, and in one piece. You as well, friend. I am sorry for your troubles. Think nothing of it. A few of your brothers were here earlier, in fact. Oof, if you'd heard the things they said, I'm certain you'd have slain them where they stood. It's quite all right. Yes, you've never been one for the creed, have you? Is that all? I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget myself. What business brings you to the Mass?
A man named Tamir. Al-Muallim takes issue with the work he does. I meant to end it.
I trust you have searched the area to better understand your enemy.
Yes. Here's what I've learned. Tamir rules over the Souk el Salah. He makes his fortune selling arms and armor, and is supported by many in this endeavor. Blacksmiths, traders, financiers. He's the single largest death dealer in the land.
And have you devised a way to rid us of this blight?
A meeting is being arranged at Souk El Salah to discuss an important sale. They say it's the largest deal Tamir has ever made. He'll be distracted with his work. That's when I'll strike.
Your plan seems solid enough. I give you leave to go.
So again, we're given the feather that we have to
Let
soak in the
Al-Mualim's
blood.
will be done. You may rest here until you are ready.
So what's interesting here is the dialogue did not change one bit,
to a more recent one.
even though we did several other side quests. The only thing we got for those side quests was really knowledge that we would have to go through and look at ourselves. So if I wanted to go here, we could, for instance, for each one of this, use this bit of information that's written here as something that would help a little bit. And I imagine you have to do some of these. Maybe. I don't think you could just speed run the game and skip straight to the assassination. Maybe you could, though. It would be really cheating yourself out of the game, though. You would turn this game into a less than 9-hour experience. Well, there's nothing less to do in the poor district, and we know from our collectibles we've gotten barely any. So that's probably something we're not gonna really work on at all. My conflictedness about whether I should really bother or play off screen to even get them is probably been cured, I would say. I would have to think long and hard about whether I'm gonna have a ton of free time at the end of recording this series in which I could go back and get all the collectibles and then come back and make some comments there. Notice we have a guard here. Use that eagle vision, which doesn't get used that as much as I thought it did. Many other games have used it a lot more. So, time has changed, the scene has changed. There are guards, as you can see. If we stand still on flat ground, we can do the eagle vision. Notice you cannot do eagle vision sometimes if you're in movement. So this guy's not watching. We'll just wait for this guy.
Anything useful at the other restaurants? That won't happen here.
When he walks towards me, I'm just gonna assassinate him. Nice and quiet.
Die, infidel!
Well, that didn't work. Did that call attention to me? Some horrible way? I don't think it really did.
Just a few coins, please. I beg of you. I beg of you, just a few coins, please. My family is sick and dying. Could you spare a few coins?
So the ancestors' memory is synchronized now.
A few coins. All I ask is for a
We're
few
looking for our
coins.
target.
I need food. I I'm so hungry. Just a little money, I beg of you. No, you don't understand. I have nothing. No,
And my, like,
just a few coins.
all my buttons are
Please, can't you spare me something?
locked out. All my HUD is locked out now.
Your men have failed to fill the order, which means I
Here he
failed
is.
my client.
We need more time.
This is the excuse of a lazy or incompetent man. Which are you?
Neither.
What I see says otherwise. Now, tell me, what do you intend to do to solve this problem of ours? These weapons are needed now.
I see no solution. The men work day and night, but your client requires so much, and the destination. It is a difficult route.
Would that you could produce weapons with the same skill as you produce excuses.
I have done all I can.
It is not enough.
Then perhaps you ask too much.
Too much? I gave you everything. Without me, you would still be charming serpents for coin. All I ask in return was you fill the orders I bring you. And you say I ask too much? You dare disrespect me?
Peace, Tamir. I meant no insult.
Then you should have kept your mouth shut.
No! Stop!
Stop? I'm just getting started.
No! Stop!
You came into my souk, stood before my men, and dared to insult me? Must learn your place! No. Leave the body. Let this be a lesson to the rest of you. Think twice before you tell me something cannot be done. Now get back to work.
So, he's not a nice guy.
A few coins. All I ask is for a few coins. Oh,
He is definitely not a nice guy.
Absolutely. Where did you learn your craft?
My family is sick and dying.
I have everything you'll
Instead
ever
of
need.
the coins.
I can help you with.
Well, that didn't work. I was hoping for a nice, smooth assassination. But whatever. I'm about to die. There we go.
Be at peace.
You'll pay for this. You and all your kind.
It seems you're the one pays now, my friend. You'll not profit from suffering any longer.
You think me some petty death dealer, suckling at the breast of war? A strange target, don't you think? Why me, when so many others do the same?
You believe yourself different, then?
Oh, but I am. For I serve a far nobler cause than mere profit. Just like my brothers.
Brothers?
Ah, but he thinks I act alone. I am but a piece. A man with a part to play. You'll come to know the others soon enough. They won't take kindly to what you've done.
Good. I look forward to ending their lives as well.
Such pride. It will destroy you, child.
So he soaks the feather in blood. Notice the glitches. City-wide alert. Now, nothing's gonna stop this. I've got to get out of here and run.
You cannot run forever!
No. Get up there. Oh, I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna run smother.
Get him! Get him! Don't let him get away! Be here! You will not get away from me! Hey! I'll get you!
We're looking for the bureau.
I'll take you down!
guys are pretty decent about following me.
Won't get away from me!
Hail Bell. Hey Bell. Here we go. We'll just use the scholars. So will the scholars take me to it?
Come people,
Nope,
come see what I have to offer.
So as soon as I get spotted by somebody, I'm going to probably be run right back into a fight. So that guy was a Templar. He was definitely crueler, but I mean, I'm an assassin and I kill people. I just kind of do it smoother. Notice the glitches had him standing up, talking to me, whereas the default view had him on the ground dying, talking to me. There's an interesting way of thinking about that as to what really happened in history. As an assassin with actual skills, was he able to isolate the target away and kill him stealthily and have that conversation while he was dying? Or did he have the conversation with him standing up and talking to him? Did he actually kill the character at all? Up here. All we need to do now is get back to the Assassins Guild. Dangerous area to be in right here, because I drown instantly. If you're going to put water in your game and have people drown, it shouldn't be in the middle of your map. Plenty of games have put water on the outsides of the maps to just clearly animate where you're not supposed to go. But to put it kind of in the middle of the city, even though it's off to the side, is a little too much.
To die in service to God, fighting for what we believe in. There is no greater glory than this.
Looks like there might be a flag.
The Satan is everywhere. What? Waiting.
This way. Not that I'm really looking to collect flags. No, that's just a lantern. And obviously they wanted this to be a mad dash to the Assassin's Bureau, but it's more of just a casual jaunt in this example. That's the problem with such an open world areas. What you planned on happening may not happen at all. The player may go left when they meant for you to go right. Because of that, everything's changed. What a waste of water. Anyways, we did it. Let's see the cutscene.
Word has reached me of your victory, Altair. You have my gratitude and my respect.
Thank you.
It is a shame that the other assassins continue to hold you in such poor regard.
Rafik, I do not care what the others think of me.
As you wish, Altair. You should bring news of your victory to Al-Mualim. I'm certain he has more work for you to do.
Fast-forwarding memory to a more recent one.
Memory block 2 is done. Now we have to go back to Al-Mualim Or actually, we're just gonna
Out of the machine, Mr. Miles.
What's the matter, Doc?
So this is
Miss
day
Stillman
2.
is once again insisting I let you rest.
So is this guy gonna leave? Yes, he is. Well, why can't I just not follow him? I guess I wasn't fast enough. Press any button to interact. Play on this computer, see if we can get some info. Now I can see you kind of missing some of this.
So, feel like telling me who put the stick up his ass?
We have a deadline. 1 week. Well, 6 days now.
Deadline?
I can't talk about it.
Man, put yourself in my shoes. I'm being held hostage by a group of scientists. At least I think you're scientists. And forced to spend all day in some crazy-ass machine. You won't tell me what you're looking for or why you want it, but I'm supposed to be thanking you for keeping me alive. This is so fucked. Sorry, but it is.
What do you want me to do?
Let's see. I don't know. Maybe give me some answers?
I can't. And it's better this way. Safer.
Safer for who?
Both of us.
So what happens if I hit the button again?
Hey, you know what? I've got a question I think you can actually answer.
What's up?
Why is it that sometimes the guys in there talk like they're from the future?
The future?
I mean the present. Now, today, whatever.
You've probably noticed that English has become the official language of the Holy Land.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
The Animus is translating speech it deems vital into more modern English, so expect a few anachronisms. I could probably make it more authentic, but... You ever read Chaucer?
Who?
Yeah, definitely not for you.
So there's a decent explanation.
Can you tell me more about Abstergo?
Notice the face graphics.
What goes on here?
Doesn't look
beyond
too
the whole
great
keeping me
nowadays.
prisoner thing.
It's pretty good.
Abstergo is one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world. Their primary focus is antidepressants. There's some information on the computer over there.
But you already said this isn't about testing a drug. So what's the deal?
I don't like where this is going.
So it's safe to assume the Animus is not a part of their public face.
What, you haven't seen the commercials?
Oh my god. She has a sense of humor.
I'm sorry, Desmond. I've got a lot of work to do. Like I said, if you want to know more about the company, take a look at the computer. The telecommunication stuff is particularly interesting.
So, where did Abstergo come from? I never saw Abstergo. Is that like a logo that's in the Animus? I mean, it seemed to kind of just get thrown in there.
Aren't you tired?
So once she says, aren't you tired, that's as much of the conversation as there is. But we can now interact with the computer. And so, Abstergo, I guess maybe he recognized the logo. Let's see, Warren Vidic. Nothing, get back to work, please, we have a deadline. P.S. Why do you sign your emails? It says right up top who it's coming from. You said wind up like Layla earlier. What did you mean, Lucy? Maybe we have to go back this way and... yeah, let's start at the bottom and read upward. Warren, read your pin. Great. No, you have to start at the bottom. Wow. Found your access key pin again today out in the parking lot. You really need to start keeping it in your pocket instead of letting it hang off your coat. Try and take better care of this thing. One, imagine if security had found it. They'd have shut us down for at least a day to reprogram all the computer access codes, Lucy. So Warren's leaving his pin. Great, leave it at my desk. Way less about my things and more about making the Animus work. He didn't put a "the" in there, making Animus work. As a general reminder, all employees of Abstergo Industries are prohibited from discussing corporate policy proceedings and projects in live proceedings. So that's like a classified information letter that probably doesn't have any legal weight. So much BS there. I wind up like Layla. Nothing in the outbox. Nothing in the deleted items. So telecommunications, like there's no telecommunications anything there. That was just emails. So is she telling you to read the emails? Can't do anything with this. Can't even run in this little room. So they have 6 days, and one would assume that the memory we've played for the past couple hours is 1 day. It's worth of work. And when we get back into the Abstergo, I mean the Animus, 2 A names, they could have thought of something better there. This button interact to sleep. Oops. Oh well. And we get these crazy flashes again, and it's the following morning.
Let's go, Mr. Miles. Time's wasting.
He doesn't seem like he's bathing. He doesn't seem like he's changing clothes.
Man, I can't even change my clothes.
Yeah, he says that. So maybe he is bathing but putting on the same clothes? I don't know. Either way you have it. Seems like.
Where's Lucy?
Oh, don't worry. She'll be with us soon enough.
So why are you doing all this, Doc? What are you hoping to accomplish?
You turned the television on lately? Read the newspaper?
Never cared much for that stuff.
Then, let me sum it up for you. The world's a mess. It's pathetic, really. You've seen it firsthand yourself. 1,000 years between you and your ancestor, and society remains just as barbaric, just as stupid.
And your point is?
Order, Mr. Miles. The world needs order. That is what we're working towards, and that is what you're helping us to achieve.
You expect me to believe you're building a better tomorrow?
That's exactly what we're doing. The human race calls out for direction. They want to know why they're here, what they're meant to do. Well, we're going to tell them. And once they understand how to live their lives, everything will be better.
Better how?
An end to all conflicts, large and small. Isn't that what you assassins strive for? Peace in all things?
I told you, I'm not an assassin.
Right, right.
I still don't see where I fit into things.
In time, Mr. Miles. In time, you'll understand. Or you won't. I don't care either way, as long as you show us where it is.
Where what is?
Sorry I'm late. Ready to go?
Yes, we are.
So there's his access key. This game has like no camera control though. I like the thought of in-game cutscenes, but if all the cutscenes are just gonna start from the angle of me walking forward, all I'm gonna sit there and do is stare at the back of my head. If I could pickpocket that key, I could probably escape right now. Or if I was, like, if I go talk to her, I'd just be staring at the back of my head. She'd turn around. It's so obvious. What they need to do is just turn it to the side so we can see a profile. Maybe slowly pan. Maybe even do a flash cut between looking directly at the face of one character or the other.
Stop screwing around and lie down on the Animus.
They're getting mad at me now. I wonder if there would be a game over scenario if I just sat there and refused to get in it for a few minutes. What memory are we going to next? Memory block 3. So block 3 in comparison is
Ready to get to work, Desmond?
going to be twice as long as block 2, and block 2 was about 3 times as long as block 1.
Use the action view to gather information about you.
This was a constant
You've
problem
done
with the
well,
game,
Altair.
where
And
it
I'm
would cut off
confident
the
that
hints.
this is but the first of many successes.
Tamir spoke as if he knew you well. He implied my work had a larger meaning.
Significance comes not from a single act, but the context within which it is performed. The consequences born of it.
Then is there more I need to know?
Altair, your greatest failure was born of knowing too much. If I choose to withhold information, it is only to ensure you do not make the same mistake a second time.
I see.
No, you don't. And it will remain this way until you've learned your lesson. Still, you have performed competently, and as such I restore a rank and will return a piece of your equipment. Go now, either to Akka or Jerusalem. There are men in both cities who require your attention. The Bureau leaders can tell you more about what needs to be done.
Two different places. And this is how we're gonna get our upgrades. So now we have the short blade and counter kill. This explains a lot as to why it's... I was wondering how I was gonna ever level up, if I was gonna level up. It felt like I was going to. So, this area is open. And what's in this area? Some ladies of... I don't know. Were there female assassins that... So here's a flag we couldn't have even collected. It kind of is questionable, or why aren't these ladies with the other ladies in Mastiff? There are female assassins eventually, yes, but in this time, the earliest time period we've seen so far, were there any? So here's another flag. That leaves 6 remaining. I suspect we wouldn't find any more in this area. That would be a little weird. They seem to be just suspicious of my crazy actions as everybody else. You would think that in the middle of the Assassin's Guild, they wouldn't be really afraid of me hopping around. Hey, there is one here. So I haven't done a terribly good job about being thorough. But yeah, even playing this on the Xbox 360, I recall the hints would get cut off. And that's just bad hint giving. To not hear it. Either you need to shorten the length of the dialogue.
Altair, it seems my students do not fully understand what it is to wield the blade. Perhaps you could show them what you know.
Here, this is the exact same thing he said before. So press right trigger and press X when you see the enemy start to attack to counterattack. Now. There we go. That's nice.
The work of a master.
Right trigger and press X to start to attack.
That, my students, is how we all should fight.
With this new ability, all of a sudden it seems a lot easier. So, we've already done combo kill, we've already done the practice fight because that's nothing. That's anything you want it to be. So, from the looks of this menu, we're going to learn about
you must be busy.
3 more things at least.
It takes time to draw another blade. Ensure your first attack is also your last.
There's like an archery range. I would not want to be the guard standing here when people are practicing their archery. Or knife throwing. Probably knife throwing. Since they don't really have any bow abilities. Oddly, I don't think any Assassin's Creed game is really heavily focused on using a bow. Maybe
such
the
wild
game
swings will give your enemy an opening. You send you to an early death.
Not much. They want to get really close to their victims with their hidden blade. So, one would assume that there's 5 more flags somewhere around here. Let's go here. So we have a slight choice now. Well, it's not really much of a choice. You have to do both. You can go to Acre, or Acre is what they called it, or you can go to Jerusalem. They are doing, I think, a decent trick here where we'll probably only get to the poor districts of those 2 areas. So there will be reason to come back and revisit all of those sections later. It is going to be kind of awkward trying to find the last 5 remaining flags though, because I'm going to have to look in places I don't expect them to be instead of places I do expect them to be, because I've already kind of looked everywhere where I've expected them to be. Sort of. I didn't put a lot of effort into it. I wouldn't want to do any leaps of faith, because that's an easy way to miss things. What I need to do is just, with my eyes, look at everything. Pan the camera around. Getting the 20 flags in Mastiff is an easy task. Getting the 100 in all the other cities, that's where it seems a little too daunting.
What's he doing that for? What's wrong with him? Such a strange man. Has he lost his mind?
Over here. Let's look over there. There's a flag. And we have the kingdom area in the middle to take out the Templars. But why would you even begin to bother with doing the kingdom area when you know you're going to get more abilities? There's 4 more. You know you're going to get more life by just playing the game. Every side quest is going to give you more life. And you're going to get more abilities by just playing the game. What could be a really difficult task could very easily and quickly become much easier simply by waiting, by being patient. Something most gamers are not designed to be. I will definitely agree with that sentiment. As you can even see from my own playthrough here, I'm being kind of silly and being impatient about finding things. So, are the last 4 flags somewhere to the left of me or somewhere to the right? Here's one. I could certainly try to look at all elements here, but it's not showing them. Interesting. All elements is not showing anything for this map, because I guess I never synchronized with this area. So what are the odds that the last 3 would be really, really close to that one? I wouldn't say great. But if I took the time and ran around, I think I would find it. Just spent some effort going back and forth between the gate and the doorway of the Assassin's Bureau, wandering around 360 all buildings, if I can investigate them. Coming up and down this section. But also at the end of the day, it is kind of just wasting time, isn't it?
Please be more careful. Run into that person?
So I think, as we're at an hour here, we are in a good position to wander out of this area to the kingdom, and then from the kingdom I'm gonna flip a coin and let's go to Acre. Acre is almost certainly gonna be easier. Feels like a flag would be right there, but no. Take a horse. Come out here. We are making a decent amount of progress, despite some running into some bugs and such. Now, I would very much disbelieve that there are 3 more flags in this section. Oh, that would really suck if that was the case. Although it very well might be the
could have been more careful.
Just like hidden behind things. That would be really, really unfair. But I'll keep an eye out. It's certainly in the kingdom. There are flags everywhere. And I kept saying there was feathers, but I think feathers are actually Assassin's Creed 2. Because it seems like there's only Templar crosses. Looking all over the place, and I would have seen a flag, I think, if it was out here. That just doesn't seem realistic.
Preparation is crucial to your success.
Right. So we're going to want to see if we can get to these viewpoints, and then we're going to Acre and to Jerusalem. If we look at the memory, that's, I believe, exactly how it's set up. Yeah, Acre then Jerusalem. A bunch of side quests once we get there. We'll probably have to do something to get in the game. Get into the city too. And that's the perfect point to end this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.